It was a sad day when Abram had to bury his wife Sarah. In between, Isaac had grown up. He is an adult now. His father thinks now that it's time for Isaac to get a wife. That's why he calls his most important servant and said, "You have to go back to the country where I was born. There, within my family circle, you need to find a wife for my son." The servant takes 10 camels and a lot of presents, and then he starts his travel. After a long trip for many days, the servant came close to the city where Abram was born. He's sitting down at the well with his camels. That's the place where the girls from the city will come to fetch water. But how can the servant know which one can be the wife for Isaac? The servant knows what to do. He prays because he knows it's only the Lord who can help him. He says, "Oh Lord, please guide me. Will you help me? It will be time that the girls will come to the well. I will ask a girl to give me a drink. When this girl will say, 'I will also give water to your camels,' let that be a sign that I know that's the girl for Isaac." As soon as the servant opens his eyes, he sees a beautiful girl coming from the city. She goes to the well and fills her jar. The servant quickly stands up and says, "Please, can you give me a drink?" "Of course," says the girl. "Shall I also give water to your camels?" The servant is amazed. Do you see how God answered his prayer? He observes how the girl is busy giving water to the camels. When she's finished, he gives her a ring of gold and some bracelets, and he says, "Who are you?" Then the girl says, "I'm Rebekah." And she is family of Abraham. Rebekah says, "You can come to our home. We will have place for you to spend the night with us." She quickly goes home to tell her family what has happened. The servant kneels down to thank the Lord. Do you do that as well when the Lord answers your prayers? Give him the glory. Then the brother of Rebekah comes and says to the servant, "Please, we have prepared our place for you. Come with me." A nice meal is prepared, but the servant says, "Before I eat, I want to share with you something." And he talks about Abram, about Isaac, about getting a wife for Isaac, about his prayer, about how the Lord answered his prayer. And he said, "That's why I'm here." The father and the brother of Rebekah are hearing the whole story, and they say, "This must be from the Lord. He has been guiding everything. Let it all happen according to his plan." Then the servant again bows his head and thanks the Lord. The next morning, they also talk to Rebekah and say, "Do you want to go with this servant to the family of Abram to become the wife of Isaac?" That must be hard to leave your family. But do you know what she says? She says, "Yes, I will go." After a long trip, when they are almost home, something special happens. Look who's walking there in the field. It's Isaac. He wants to pray. Rebekah sees him and said, "Who is that man?" Then the servant said, "That's Isaac." It became such a special day. They got married. And do you know what we read in the Bible? Isaac loved his wife. Yes, she was an answer on prayer. Do you see God's goodness?